Sam Howell is about to be our franchise quarterback. Let me tell you why. One, because this is his very first year starting, and he's already at the top of the charts. You feel me? Like, he has 2,400 yards passing. He's number 2. The only person that's in front of him is Tua. And the fact that, the Commanders have been struggling to find a nice quarterback who could, one, put up yards and also, give us hope. And now we have that. And, I don't think we want to let that go. And I think we might want to, and it's just his first year. And of course, he has 9 interceptions. But you have to think about it. Most quarterbacks in their first year, they're going to throw interceptions. They're going to make plays that are, unconventional. But that's because they're used to playing at a college level and they haven't really tapped in to the NFL level just yet. And the fact that if we keep Sam Howell, I think we have so much promise in him. And we didn't see it at first. People was believing it, but we really didn't see it. Only game we had to go off of was the Cowboys game. And that's what really gave people hope. So we finally see it. We how many games in? We 4 and 5. So we 9 games in. And we have seen what he can do. And the only thing we need to do is get him some protection. Because my man has been sacked 44 times. Like, I don't even know if anybody understands that. Like, 44 times. Most people are just getting to being sacked 20 times. Like, he has only been sacked. He has been sacked 44 times. So that's a lot. That's a lot for any quarterback. So, one is, some of it, I would say half of it is because of Sam. And half of it is because, we have a young O-line that hasn't really had that much chemistry together, hasn't worked together. And we're working with what we got. So, now with us getting rid of Montez Sweat and Chase Young, we have room. We have room to spend money elsewhere. We have room to make extra picks. We got a second and a third, so now we got 2 seconds and 2 thirds. So hopefully we can find some place to get what we need. And we know we need an offensive line player, and we're going to get that. And, we really need somebody to watch Sam Howell's blind side, and and the struggles is the outside for me. I feel like that's most of where we having the struggles at. But when you think about it, from the Eagles game to the game we just played against the Patriots, we've only been sacked 4 times. And that's just showing how good the offensive line is getting and how good Sam Howell is getting. So, we might lead the league in sacks still at the end of the year, but it's showing that Sam Howell is starting to understand a lot more, and the offensive line is starting to protect him better. And Sam Howell knows he has to get the ball out of his hand a lot faster, and you can see that he's starting to use his checkdowns. In the beginning of the season, he wasn't using them as often because he was trying to make big plays down the field a lot. But he's starting to understand to balance himself, especially with the Bills game. He's starting to understand that he got to hit them checkdowns. He can't just look for the big plays all the time. He's starting to understand how to read defenses a little bit better. And, this is his first year starting. So by the end of this year, he's going to be elite. He's not going to be the best. But, when I say elite, I say he's going to be a person that's, ready. He's ready for the next season. If we get to the playoffs, it's a miracle, and if we get to the playoffs with him, I think we need to go ahead and just drop the bag. Of course we can keep riding out, his he got 2 more years on his deal because I think he was a 5th round pick. So he got 2 more years on his deal. So we could ride it out But for me, honestly, he already done played out his second year, and I feel like he's worth it. And you need to pay him right now before you have to pay him a lot more money, like somewhere like what Lamar Jackson got paid. But man, I think we need to show him that we believe in him, and just pay him right out. If he got to the playoffs for us, I can tell you that now. You got to pay that man right away. But when you think about it, bruh, it's just like we have everything we need, but one of the weaknesses we having right now is on the D line because we don't have Montez there. We don't have Chase Young. So right now, we have a few people that's trying to take the lead and take a stand. Andre Jones, KJ, also Two Hill, and we trying to, they and Smith, they gotta step up because we didn't have any sacks last game against the Patriots. We didn't have any sacks, and I expected that. I expected us to not have anything, but I'm looking forward to what we can do and what we need to have. But that's all going to start with, the team actually just showing up and making them stops. And, it does have to do with chemistry. This is their first time actually starting, and having to be in the forefront, and Jack Del Rio is a hard coach, so he coaches hard, so he don't just put anybody anywhere just because you was a nice draft pick, or he has to see you work for it. He has to see that you understand what's going on. And many people are trying to get rid of Jack Del Rio and Ron Rivera, so we might not see them next year, but for this year, those guys got to work, and I expect a lot out of the defense. We haven't been really delivering ever since chasing Montez left. So I really want to see them really come up in this next game. This next game will really show a lot. And, we won that last game because of Quan Martin. Quan Martin really came through. And, he was doubted throughout the early part of his season. And, he finally found that moment to really make a comeback. And, he was one of those people like Emmanuel Forbes that got bullied. And, on Twitter, and he was just not feeling good about how he played, and he was taking in consideration what people were saying about him, and he used it to his advantage, because especially when he played against the Ravens in the preseason, he showed up. He had an interception, a game-winning interception, and he did it again in the regular season. So I'm proud to see that Quan Martin has really stepped up, and I'm just excited for where we at. You know what I'm saying? And we 4-5, and I've seen a lot of things happen. So I wouldn't rule out playoffs right now, but if we can rally together and we can work as a great team, we can do that. You know what I'm saying? We can really do that. And it's all going to start with Sam Howell, but it's going to end with the defense. You feel me? So if the defense can come through and show up and make them stops and make them sacks and make them fumbles, and also, can we get some interceptions? We haven't had them in a while, but the last game we had it was Quan Martin who showed up. So we need them. We need them to come through. And at first I wasn't on board with us getting rid of Chase Young and Montez Sweat, but now I understand, and I see the what we trying to do for the future. And Sam Howell is going to be our future, you know what I'm saying? So if we can work everything around Sam Howell, I think we'll be great. And that's what they're starting to understand. But the way they let Chase Young go, I really wasn't feeling that, man. But, Chase Young, he wasn't feeling it either. He came out and spoke about it in his interview when he went to San Fran. And he just talked about, just him being there and how everything is completely different. And they're very detailed over there. And maybe that was a shot at Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio, and maybe it wasn't. But most people going to take that and run with it, and I will too. So I'm going to feel like that's a shot to us. We got to be a little bit more detailed. And we know the defense is slacking. But I think that's really mostly coming from just people trying to, think about themselves. But I think the defense played good. We played all right. We played all right in the last game. I'm just happy. A W was a W, and I got nothing to complain about. We won. So I just want us to continue to win. We playing the Seahawks coming up, and I just pray that we got a great game plan against them. And yeah, man. I appreciate y'all for hanging on this long, and it's a lot of talent in Sam Howell. We just need to take advantage of it and capitalize on it and just pay that man. There's nothing wrong with paying somebody early. There's nothing wrong with it, especially when he looks as promising as Sam Howell. And Sam Howell has thrown for more yards than Patrick Mahomes, the MVP of last year, the Super Bowl winner of last year. And, you see what happens when we have a great offensive coordinator. And, of course, Eric Bieniemy is going to have his downs and his ups. And, some people could say that Eric Bieniemy could run more. We can. But he's been doing that. And, he's been showing that, all right, I'm going to mix it up. I'm not going to just, pass all day. But I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to give you a little something. And Brian Robinson has been doing a phenomenal job. He's been fumbling a little bit, but he's acting like Antonio Gibson. But he gonna get better. He gonna get better. Don't worry. I think he got 2 fumbles now, but man, he gonna get better though, man. I'm telling you, he just young right now, and just when you trying to do a little bit too much, sometimes things happen. It's hard to not fumble in the NFL. So, I applaud people who do, like the boy from the Lions, number 14. He don't fumble. He hasn't fumbled yet, but it's difficult. It's very difficult. Like, we could talk trash about it all day, but it's very difficult. You ever had somebody helmet hit your arm at full speed? You're fumbling. Like, there's no hesitation. But I try not to talk bad about, Antonio Gibson and his fumbling because, bruh, it's difficult to not fumble in the NFL. But I appreciate y'all for hanging on in this video, man. Definitely leave a like on the video. Share it to whoever you feel like is doubting the Commanders. But, man, we got some great things in work. And first, it has to start with the offense. And definitely, if you feel like donating to the channel, go ahead and do that. It's a heart with a money sign in it. Donate if you feel like it. And I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who comment. And definitely let me know how you feel. And yeah.